I've gotten to the point where I can do this pretty quickly. I only have like 40 minutes, but I'm trying to get to the point where I can do streams like this and then just kind of get stuff done in between. It'll be a little bit faster. And yeah, I need to get it. I need to dial it in. I need to make it so that when I do this stuff over here, I can I don't have to activate live chat. This stuff just happens on its own. It's some of the settings I still need to figure out in the API. But I'm getting to the point where I almost just need to push a button and everything gets notified and everything gets, does the right thing. And that's super. I'm super happy about that. So you're going to see me doing random one-off streams for 40 minutes more frequently, just because I can, and it doesn't hurt anything. It's always fun to check in. I'm not going to be waiting around for people to get logged in, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And people will get the notification when they get it, and they can make a decision. One of the annoying things about this though is that I do have to come in here and turn this off every time. If I don't do it, it kind of makes my fan go crazy. So there's a number of steps that I have to do to get this to work. All right, so I'm just continuing where I left off. So right now I'm looking at going to the file that I have my schedule in, RWXRob, which is my, so just so you guys know, this is, the github.com RWXRob. This is the main site, the profile site on GitHub. It's what I really love. By the way, I just did a whole dive into get the GH command line tool again, and the more I use it, I'm going to do a whole thing about this, but the more I use it, the more I'm saying absolutely, totally, I don't even regret not using GitLab anymore at this point. I any vestiges of oh, I miss GitHub, I'm nostalgic, got this nostalgic love for this, open source proponent and all this stuff. It's just gone. The GitHub, the GH command line tool, which I was kind of hesitant to get to at first. Once I found out about the way the abilities to add aliases and to list gists and stuff, just a list like this, and being able to delete them and view them. So watch this one. Just I know this was not the video, but just view. I can just view this TOML example, and it'll just send it right out. GH gist, and and of course it's just a matter of making a gist alias for all this stuff. It's just so stinking cool. This is yeah. Anyway, I just can't say enough about this little tool. And, GitLab doesn't have anything even remotely close to that. So, but that's not what we're talking about right now. I clear out my stream down here since we don't have a lot of people here. The more I do these quick streams, the more I imagine there's going to be less interactive chat, but maybe somebody will come back to it and be able to follow along with what's been going on in the ongoing saga. So when we last left our little generator, we were trying to make this sample code appear. And so we see, here's what it looks like when it renders on GitHub. This is just the standard stuff. So we want to actually put some values in here, and we want to get those values from this data.yaml schedule file, which is my updated schedule. And so yeah, and I don't know if I want to do run yoga or yoga run. I probably want to do run yoga. I'll waste 10 minutes on which one comes first. It's just how I am. Sorry, it's just how I am. So this is so we don't need to do that. So here's our generate code. Right now it's iterating through. It's iterating through these two things. Can you hear that music? I don't want it to get copyright dings. It's just, it's going through, it's creating these associative arrays, and then we're looping through the associative arrays. And if you don't know anything about Bash, this might be tipping you off to some things you can do. and then we're going to print out we need to keep track of the last thing. So we just want to say last activity. I mean, and I know that's kind of verbose, but whatever. So last activity equals blank. I can just do a declare even. That's just as good. Declare last activity. And then here we're going to echo this. And so we're going to echo the last activity. So if there is no last activity, then we'll set a new last activity. So if there is no activity, so what do we want to do? So activity equals, let's do activity. And so this is new every time. So we're going to do activity equals, what? Activity equals the first item in the array, and this one we're doing here is for weekdays. So we're going to do week. Well, let's see. We need both parts of this. So let's see. Right. We need week, days, and then day. So that will give me the weekday day. And if there is a value there, then we're going to use it. So if activity, let's see. So if we have an activity, if dash z activity, no, if dash n activity, and I can GG that. All right, so then phi. So if I have an activity, then what? Then I'm going to print it. So, and I'm also going to say last activity, activity equals activity. Should probably find a better way to do that. And then return. Actually, no, and we do that. And then we always just echo the like activity. So echo, and we'll echo the activity. We'll do an echo dash n because I don't need to redo the thing. And then after here, we're just going to do an echo. We want a new line. So then we do last activity. And then a plus. Well, we're gonna have to fix this, but let's just see what that does right now. So let's run that. Generate. Oh, I just had one activity, so we have to increment the activity. Let's see. So if there's not an activity, then use that activity. Let's see what that is. So 1 to 5. So actually, no, we want, we're going to do this across. I'm going to draw it all the way across. And well, actually it almost did it. Problem is it didn't change the activity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I mean, this is always the hard part about whether the last one has actually. No, we could say, because if it's the last one, we don't want to put a thing at the end, right? I don't. This is always hard. So, if day, I mean, I could do this with short circuit stuff, but this is fine. If day equals 5, then phi. I mean, it's just, they're trying to do it fast. This is a short and sweet script, hopefully. And echo dash n, so we don't, new line, a bar. Otherwise, it's not equal 5. Generate. All right, there we go. That's pretty close to what we want. We need to change the thing, though. We're getting very close. Okay, so we definitely need to print the hour. at the beginning of the day. So that would go here. So echo dash n hour. And that always has a thing after it. So there we go. So we have 5 all those times. It's starting to work. I don't know what's up at the top of the first one though. So that's because there was no last activity. All right, so the very first one is going to have nothing after it. Huh. This would seem to me that there's no such thing as an activity 1 here. Let's see here. I don't know. So I just have to debug some stuff here. I want to make sure that's changing every time. I don't think it is. Nope, it's not. Which means that our thing might not be working. Yeah, I wonder if I have to do this. Nope. So there's something wrong with this right here because it's let's see, we're iterating through the hours. Oh, it's hour. It's hour, it's not day, dummy. So stupid. There we go. That's what I wanted. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, blah, blah. All right. Got that going on. And maybe I generate here. So we got that. And then what? You know, it's and then I have to just add in the weekend stuff. So yeah. So as we do that, so we do this one for day and as a blah blah blah. Actually, this is now this one we can always add this actually, and this one we can say day equals, what is it, 0. Well, you know, I mean, I can do 2 more lists of this. I don't even have to really do a loop here. I could just say, well, I do have to kind of do a different thing. All right, let me try this. Because we have the last activity, but we need to do the weekend. And so the weekend is what? So we need to do the weekend right now. So we need another loop right here. For a day in 0, wait, in 7 and 0, do done. And then what? And then we do basically all of this as well. 5. I could probably make that into a function. But, you know, and pass in the name of the thing. I mean, I really could. And then now we have the if statement. And then we do the, I shouldn't delete it. If day equals 0, does not equal 0, then echo dash n there. I mean, it's not supposed to be super pretty. It's just supposed to be a generator. There we go. introduce stream from 10, 11 to 12. All right, now we've got our complete graph working. Now what? Now we need to replace it. Now we need to make it so that we can replace it inside of our README. And it's pretty easy actually, because we only have 2 headers that need to be replaced, weekdays and weekends. So we can just use parameter expansion and no subshells. So we can do this, we can do generate. And so this is all of the stuff that's going to come out of that. What I can do is I can actually put all of this into a function now. And we'll say, we'll call it, I don't know, we could say, what should we call it? Days, you know. And I mean, I don't have to do all this, but I might as well do it this way. And of course there's refactoring here, but this is just scripting, people. This is scripting. Scripting, like one-off little generator scripts like this, are not designed to be, you know, elegant works of art. They are nice, but they're made, the reason is to do something quickly that you can modify quickly. So it's okay for them to be somewhat unreadable. People give Perl crap all the time because it was unreadable, but Perl was the most effective language for writing very powerful things very quickly. The problem is that people would write stuff quickly thinking it was going to be around for a long time. And then, by the way, if you're doing it in a you should switch it to local if you're using it inside of a function. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I probably do want to put, I'm going to declare some other local variables. Our activity. I don't really need to do this, but I just think it's, you know, good to do this. Don't want them to leak out. I mean, it's just, again, it is messy, I know, but there are some things, there's like limits, right? Our day and activity are all strings. And we have last activity, right? But it's good. I think it's good to have them up there. Last activity. Now that should not do anything now, right? Because I put it all in a function. But then I can call the function down here. But the really great thing about this is that I can use the function as input. So now I can do this. I can say, you know, that's the days function, so I can pull that out any time, use it just like a variable. And now we need to split the README file. So this is where things get interesting. Now, there are lots of ways that I can do this. If I want to keep it entirely bash-based, I need to generate a thing and like overwrite and make a new file and then have that file overwrite the other file, which is not that hard. So let's do that. So let's take, first of all, we have to read the README file. So README equals, and we'll declare that. So the README equals what? We're going to just read the whole thing in. I mean, another way to do this would be, there's just so many ways. So I think the best way though is to, well, let's try it. Let's just do it randomly with a for loop. Okay, so let's do a while loop. While ifs, I always do this, equals a read dash r line done, and then I'm going to read from the file readme.md, and then what? So I'm just going to echo the line 90% of the time, but if I come to a certain line, I want to do something different, right? So let's just make sure that works. Oopsie, it doesn't work. So this has got a problem. Oh, I put a thing in front there. So there we go. There's our, there's the README file as is. But now we're gonna like look for a particular line. We're gonna say this. We're gonna say if the line has hashtag space weekdays. Weekdays, then 5. And I'm going to return, right? So this is going to be kind of an injection thing. This is, the total kind of recursive descent kind of idea. So we have a couple states here we're going to maintain. So, we are... There's a couple of ways I can do this. I can gobble it up within here, or I can actually continue to loop all the whole time and use states. So I'm probably going to use states. Let's do that. Let's do states. So let's set some states. So declare in weekdays and in weekends, basic parsing stuff. So we're setting up a state. And we're going to say this. So if I see the beginning of a weekdays line, then I'm going to set in weekdays equals true or 1 or whatever. It doesn't matter. And if and I happen to know that if I encounter something, so in weekdays is first, right? And if it does that, it's going to say I'm in weekdays and it's going to go ahead and actually continue. Continue. So then what? Then we're going to do another one. If so if the line, and you could use this with a case statement too. It's fine. So if the line begins with anything else, if it begins with hashtags, that means we're in a new section, okay? And because I don't have anything fancy in here, so I'm just, this parser is very dumb. It doesn't have to know about like block quotes or code blocks and stuff like that. So I can do this. I can say if the line begins with anything like that, then we can say at that point we can unset all the other ones. So in weekends. In weekdays equals blank, and it just clears all our states. In weekends equals blank. So this is sort of recursive descent thing, and but if we get all the way here, we're just going to print the line, right? In this case, we still want to print the line so we don't continue, but we do have another state here. We want this state to be weekends. So if I run into weekends, which is usually going to be before weekend, we can say in weekends. And if we're in weekends, we just want to continue, right? Because we just want to print it and keep going, right? So if it's the first time that we've encountered weekends, what do we want to do? We want to dump out our weekend code. And the truth is, we only have one now, don't we? I forgot about that. Well, let's change that. Yeah, we don't have weekends and weekdays anymore. We just have the schedule. So I can just put it here, like boom, right? So the schedule could be, we need to give an initial version of it. Let's use our little clock thing, shall we? Emoji. You just need something to parse on. And we were using this clock as kind of the upper left of it. Or is this alarm clock? So let's just use that. Let's just put it in there. I mean, it's going to work because it's always going to take the previous one, right? So that'll mark where the schedule is going to go. Let's hit on generate. And so then what? We're going to have... So if the line begins... We don't need this anymore. Actually... Huh. No, we don't need in weekends anymore either. We need in old sketch. Okay, so in old sked. Get rid of this. Whoopsie. So as soon as we get to a blank line, actually, that means if line is blank, then we can set in old sketch to false. And that'll work. Okay. Otherwise, we're echoing line. And yep. All right. So if the line begins with this thing here, then in old sketch equals true. Continue. So, and if we're in the old schedule, we can do this. We can say if in, let's see, dash z, no, n, in old. So that's we're still like moving around through the thing. Then phi n what? Okay, so if I'm in the old schedule, that means if it's set it all, then what do I need to do? I just need to return. Yeah. And I know that's kind of long-winded, but I like following this method for recursive parsing because it's a really consistent, solid approach to parsing anything. And you can apply this pattern to lots of good stuff. And it'll simplify the parsing that's going on. So because it's breaking it into individual pieces, no matter what, you're going to iterate over that. Another way to do this would have been during this if statement, just gobble up all the rest of the old lines with another loop, right? But I just assume change the state and then have the loop do the right thing. So if the line begins with this guy, then we're going to dump, we're going to write the headers. So I'm going to do that first. So let's say write headers. Let's say we'll call them write the headers. We'll make a function called write headers. Headers. And one of the things that we're going to write is this guy. And then this, and then Monday, Tuesday. So echo. I don't need to get fancy with this. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. My wife's making noise. I'm sorry. Saturday. Sunday. And then what? Echo. 1. This is a GitHub flavor table. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's, the weekdays plus the alarm clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And that's all we need there. So if it is that, we're going to write the headers. Oops. And then what? After we write the headers, then we write the days. Yeah. And we just call days. Just like that. That's all you have to do. And then I'm going to redirect all of this soon here. So let's try it. Probably have an error in here, so let's give it a test. Pretty damn close to being working. There we go. It worked. Hi, Stan. You want to go out? Go out. I'm going to shut the door. I want to be noisy. So that wasn't too hard. All 23 hours. Now, the problem is that it died. It didn't print the rest of the document. And we need to see if there's anything more in the document. And sure enough, there is. So something's wrong with our parser. Our parser's, it's hitting it right, but once it does all this stuff, it doesn't do anything more. And the reason for that is because we didn't change the state. So we need to do this. We need to say if the line equals blank. So wait, we need to say if I am in old sketch, if I'm in state old schedule, that means if I'm still parsing that up, then if I'm still in old state schedule and I get to a blank line, then I want to reset old schedule. Right? And Otherwise, I'm going to echo the line. If I, and actually on this thing too, I could probably continue. Something about it's not allowing us to get all the way down here. We need to figure out what that is. So if I am in old schedule, then just continue. So that we want, but that's what's gobbling everything up. Let's try it again now. So, oh, still gobbling everything up. I'm gonna guess that this is the problem. So I'm gonna comment this out, and we're gonna try that. Yep, that worked. But now watch, if I do it again, the problem is the next time, okay, so let's do this. This is going to get us our first one, but the problem we have is we want to make it replace an old one if it's still there, right? And that's where stuff gets interesting. So this continue can go away. Yeah. All right, so that's the last thing, so we're fine. I just want to make sure we get that line in there. Yep. All right. So this is all well and good, and I can actually do this generate and output that to readme.md. This is dangerous. I don't trust that. New.md first. Let's do that. New.md. And sure enough, here's our new schedule with all of this fancy stuff in there. And we have our considerations, and it just replaced it at that one spot. Now, the secret is, can I do that to the new one? So let's fix our generate to use the new one instead of the readme. We should actually, if we want to make it so we can change that, let's do that. Let's just do declare file. We'll say file equals readme.md. And then instead of doing that, we can just change it up. File. I don't know. What should we do? Should we do... I'm afraid... Didn't we use file someplace else already? I think we did. Did we? Nope. Okay. So that's good. But now what I can do is I can actually test it on our old file. So I can go to the file and say I want to change this to... What do I call it? New? New.md. Let's see if it will work on that. So generate... Alright, so this pulled in the new file, and we didn't do it tomorrow, and it looks like it replaced it, right? So let's change the word work, for example. Let's change our data. I'll change this first work to, like, let's say get out of bed or something, and let's see if that works. So now it changed it to get out of bed, and then weekends are up. So that worked. Did the rest get changed? Uh-oh, we have a problem. You see this? See how it didn't? It still has the old stuff in there. And that is why we need to do that thing that's not working right now. I have to comment it back out. So let's do that with our few minutes left. We only have 6 minutes left. So can I make it? Let's see. We're going to do this. We're going to comment out. Where's our generator? Here we go. I mean, here we go. This line right here. So if I am in old sketch, that means if I'm still in the middle, if I was parsing a schedule before, am I still going to parse it now? And I should not be doing that. In fact, let's try it without that and see what we get. Okay, that should be fine. But the problem is it still is deleting. It's not printing the final files. So that means that in old sketch is not being reset. This is not resetting it. And that is a problem because it's never making it down here. So I don't know why that is. Let's see. So then, right, the header is the delay. So this is working. Old sketch equals true. Continue. So that works. I don't know why. For some reason, this is never being entered. Echo made it or something. Let's try that. I don't know why that's not being rendered. We have to figure that out. So made it. So those first ones, it made it. And then it didn't. So that's what's stopping it. Watch. Made it, made it, made it. And then it made it all those other times. But this thing returned it. So if I'm in the old schedule, oh, I know why. Oh, I know why. This has to go before the other one. Oh, I feel dumb. That's the recursive part of the descent. All right, so yeah, there we go. That was it. All right, so why not Twitch chat? Major pain in this thing. Oh, sucks to be you. Cry more. Because that's my answer. You can still use Twitch if you want, and I'll come check it on main thing. I am going to make a Twitch bridge that writes it in. For the main reason, there's a 2.5 hour video on it if you really care to know. I sense you don't. But if you actually do care to know, you can go watch this video. And I'll tell you why. It's actually better for you to learn IRC over the long term. So, it's a weekly schedule. So, okay, so that went ahead and replaced it all. And I think we're good to go. We went ahead and finished with 2 minutes to spare and only minor trolling from the peanut gallery. So let's do this. Last thing I need to change back, I need to change this back to, change it to up. You can't save anything. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, you can't go back and search your history in Twitch. You can't date stamp things. You can't open up other resources. I could go on and on and on. You know, Twitch is for emoji script kiddies who like their cute little pretty emojis and doing their bits and all that shit. Have fun with that. So, oops, wrong thing. Sorry. Anyway, the only reason to use Twitch is if you're using like an iPad or something and you have real estate limitations and you want to have the chat on the same screen. And for that reason, I will do a one-way bridge from Twitch over into IRC, which Twitch is IRC, by the way. Nobody knows that, but it is. All right, so data.yml. So here we've got this thing, and it's going to go ahead and generate it. And that's going to give us what we want. It's exactly what we want. And now it's very reliable. So I dare to go change it with 1 minute to spare. Let's see if we can do this. Oopsie. Generate. And so my generate script can now go back to the real thing. It's all saved if I needed to. And get if I needed to get it back if I blow it up. So now I can remove my new .md. Well, we got other stuff to do. I don't know if you've, oh, my VI, oh, the VI magic is pretty fun, is it not? Thank you for that. All right, so here we go. What do we got here? We have a finished project. So now watch, I can run generate, boom. And it goes out to the far, I tell you what, let's do this. Let's do one last thing. To have time, 40 seconds. I'm not have time. So generate. So generate generates the file. I can do generate, and then I can actually redirect it to something, some.md, and then I'll move some.md over the top of readme.md, and then I can save, and I can say added added table of schedule, and then we'll do that. Yeah, I know arguments are a thing, right? and let's go. Uh-oh, gotta answer that. One last thing. Let's see if we can show you this. What? Page not found. Oh, wait. I'm gonna answer. I'll answer your cheat in a second. Just give me a second, okay? There. Look at that beautiful wonderness that we just generated from our YAML file. All right, so from the YAML file, I was able to generate this table that renders nice and pretty in a README file. And the only thing I'm missing is that I have that minor step to do where it writes from one file to another. I'm gonna go call Richard back right now, don't worry. And the last thing is they're gonna do this. So we will do this whole thing, and I'm gonna write that out to a file. We'll call it we'll call it let's write it to a temp file. I can either watch you chat or your video stream. Well, it depends on what you're on, right? So yeah, I gotta go. Bye.